I'm 82. I was a bridge engineer for 44 years. And one afternoon in 1987, I made a decision that cost my company $18 million and almost ended my career. Everyone told me I was wrong. The concrete looked fine. The numbers checked out. But I knew something was off. And 7 years later, 31 people died on a bridge I didn't build, because someone else ignored what I refused to ignore. My name is Harold, and I need to tell you something about the weight of seeing what others choose not to see. I grew up in Ohio, where my father worked at a steel mill. 32 years in that mill. He built things with his hands, beams that held up buildings, frames that supported bridges. He never saw the finished structures, just the raw steel. I wanted to see the whole picture. So I studied, became an engineer, spent my 20s learning that a bridge isn't just steel and concrete. A bridge is a promise. When you drive your family across a river, you will reach the other side. That's what we do. We make promises in steel and stone. By 1985, I was lead structural engineer on one of the largest bridge projects in the Midwest. 2.4 miles across a river valley. 4 lanes, 60,000 vehicles a day. My calculations would hold up those cars. My decisions would determine whether families made it home. For 2 years, everything went smoothly. I'd walk the site every week, checking welds, inspecting rebar, watching concrete cure. A bridge grows slowly. You learn to read it like a living thing. Then came October of '87. We were 70% complete. I was doing a routine inspection when I noticed something in the concrete batch reports. The height ratio was slightly off, maybe 2%, within tolerance technically. But after 20 years of reading these reports, something made me pause. I pulled records from previous weeks. Same slight variation. Every batch, same supplier, consistent drift. They'd changed their mix, maybe to cut costs. I didn't know why. I just knew it wasn't what we'd specified. I raised the concern to Richards, my project manager. He looked at the numbers and told me we were within spec. I know, I said, but something's not right. He asked what specifically. I couldn't point to anything specific, just instinct. Harold, he said, we're within tolerance. Are you asking me to stop a multi-million-dollar project because of a feeling? I let it go for about a week, but I couldn't sleep. So I ordered independent testing, sent samples to 3 different labs, paid for it without telling Richards. 2 labs came back clean, no concerns. 1 came back different. A smaller lab in Pennsylvania flagged potential calcium hydroxide crystal formation that could, under freeze-thaw cycling, cause degradation over 20 to 40 years. Theoretical, not certain. 1 out of 3 labs, a theoretical concern, decades away, maybe. This is the part that kept me awake for months. There was no clear answer. 2 labs said fine, 1 said maybe, every standard said acceptable, and I had a bridge 70% complete with a city waiting. I thought about which version of being wrong I could live with. If I stopped and the concrete was fine, I'd waste millions and damage my reputation. That would hurt, but I could live with it. If I continued and the bridge failed 20 years later, cars in the river, families destroyed, I couldn't live with that, even if every standard said I'd done nothing wrong. So I called a meeting and told them we had to tear it down. 14 months of work, millions of dollars. I said demolish and start over. The silence in that room. Richards looked at me like I'd betrayed him. He said I was paranoid, said I'd bankrupt the company over a hunch. But here's the thing about being the person whose signature goes on the plans. When something fails, they ask one question: did you know? If you suspected and proceeded anyway, that stays with you forever. I held my ground, wrote a 23-page report documenting everything, then gave them a choice: Tear it down, or I resign and make my concerns public. 3 weeks of meetings, lawyers, insurance companies. The board wanted to fire me, but eventually they calculated the liability risk of ignoring a documented concern exceeded the rebuilding cost. We tore it down. $18 million, 14 additional months. My reputation was complicated after that. Some respected what I'd done. Others thought I was the engineer who bankrupted his company over a feeling. Job offers dried up. I finished that bridge, but it was my last major project. For years, I wondered if I'd made the right call. The bridge we rebuilt stands strong today, but was my concern valid, or was the original concrete fine? I'd never know. Then came 1994. I was watching the evening news. A highway bridge had collapsed. Partial failure during rush hour. 31 dead, 47 injured. When the investigation reports came out, I read every word. The cause was concrete degradation, calcium hydroxide crystallization, accelerated by temperature cycling, the exact problem that one lab had flagged for me 7 years earlier. Someone else had seen what I'd seen, or maybe they'd trusted the specs, trusted the system. 31 people paid with their lives. I sat alone for a long time. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt sick. Those could have been my families, my 60,000 cars a day. Here's what I learned. When you see something others choose to ignore, your voice isn't optional. Not because you're always right. I could have been wrong, but once you've seen a problem, you can't unsee it. If you stay silent, you become part of whatever happens next. This applies to everything. The coworker being mistreated, the family member whose drinking is a problem, the corner being cut because addressing it is inconvenient. Most people stay quiet, not because they're bad, because speaking up is expensive. It cost me my career trajectory, years of being seen as difficult. But staying quiet costs more. It costs you yourself, the ability to look in the mirror, and sometimes it costs other people everything. I'm 82. I've built bridges most people cross without knowing my name. That's fine. Bridges aren't monuments. They're supposed to be invisible when they work. But the thing I did that mattered most wasn't building something. It was stopping something. Saying no when yes was easier. On my desk, I keep a small piece of concrete from the original pour, the one we demolished. I think about the families who crossed that bridge safely, who never knew how close they came. Then I think about those 31 people on someone else's bridge. So let me ask you this. What are you seeing right now that you're choosing not to say? What small inconsistency is everyone telling you is fine? The cost of speaking is temporary. The cost of silence can be permanent. If this meant something to you, share it with someone who needs permission to trust what they're seeing. Leave a comment about a time you spoke up when it was hard, and subscribe at 82. I'm not sure how much time I have left. When you see something, say something, even when it costs you, especially when it costs you.